I think many of us breathe that sigh of relief if we can get past August 29th without any threats in the tropics, because as we've been mentioning, not only the anniversaries of Katrina and Ida, but also Isaac. If you remember, it was a weaker storm, yes, a Category 1, but that slow movement toward the Louisiana coastline kept that persistent easterly wind. That's what piled up the water in Lake Pontchartrain, and we saw that widespread flooding in Laplace and the river parishes. However, yes, it is nice to not have any threats on August 29th, but September still is the busiest month in hurricane season and by far the busiest month around southeast Louisiana and within New Orleans, within 100 miles of New Orleans. We have seen over the past 150 plus years 46 storms. So this is still very much the heart of the season, not only for the entire basin, but also New Orleans. So there is still several weeks to go. We can start getting some cold fronts early on in the season, then we start to breathe even more of a sigh of relief. And thankfully, we are not worrying about Idalia, heavy rainfall moving across Florida. It is at a Category 2 with the forecast calling for it to move right along the Big Bend area of Florida, becoming a major hurricane. Thankfully, the strongest of those winds will be right near the center. This is not a very large storm. It is a very small storm, which usually also allows for that rapid intensification, something we'll be watching through the overnight, right up to the point of landfall early tomorrow morning. Again, the Big Bend, a less populated area, but it will still pack quite a punch as it moves across Georgia. South Carolina, still some tropical storm force winds are possible around the Outer Banks and around Wilmington up toward Cape Hatteras in North Carolina. Then the question becomes what happens as we head into the weekend and it moves into the open Atlantic. Several models doing all kinds of different things. Many of them actually kind of have it joining up with the remnants of Franklin as it moves northward, with a couple of the outer models calling for it to kind of wrap back around and try and move into the Gulf toward the end of next week. The models that do that, however, keep it as just a rainmaker, actually probably staying too far to our south to really impact our weather. That won't be until we head into the end of the weekend, and it'll be something to watch. Looks like some wind shear and dry air not going to hinder further development of the storm, and the window of opportunity for further strengthening, thankfully, is starting to close, as it will be inland by early tomorrow morning. And as we've been mentioning over the last couple of days, we actually benefit from the broad circulation around Idalia.